Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
So this red invade is fine, but one thing you can do is if you know that he's there, you can actually just start blue, and then as soon as you finish blue, go straight to red. But you do have to be careful, because this ward uh, will still be there whenever you do get to red. So it's no, it's a little tricky. But it's fine if you just take his red. This is weird, but you have to assume that your red's also gonna be gone. So starting his red's fine. Go to his red, get your blue, get level 3. No, 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 okay. You're just wasting time here, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure you're just wasting time here. Yeah, so you should just actually let your red go, because you're actually not going to stop him in time. Because see, right now he has double buff, I believe, and you don't. So like if you take his red, and they know you took his red, just assume your red is gone, because you're actually in most cases you're unless you're like I don't know, you have to be like Lee Sin and do a really fast clear and be able to get there in time to really stop him from taking your red. This is a pretty good gank here, even with the ward. Oh man, you missed the W. You want to actually be more patient on the W there, so you kind of ran in and threw the W. Um, but a lot of this is just a mind game. You just want to uh, wait until Vayne tumbles. So if you just walk in and then wait for Vayne to tumble and then throw the W, then you're more likely to hit it. Just be more patient with these skill shots, especially when they have abilities that allow them to dodge. So just slow down, wait for Vayne to use her Q first, and then throw the W. And the same things with like Jarvan. If you play jungle Jarvan, a lot of the bad Jarvans just go EQ in like automatically. The good Jarvans will actually walk in, wait for them to like burn flash or something, and then EQ. But you guys did pick up thanks to the Karma roam. That's really good on Karma's part. If you get an early pink ward, you probably actually want to put it near Dragon. So with that pink ward, a good spot for it is this bush right here. I'm gonna turn off Fog of War really quick. So this bush I'm centered on right here. Um, is a good spot for the pink ward. Mostly because Dragon's more important early on. So, oh, this is risky. Super risky. So, you kind of should know that Gragas is right there. I don't know why you just like walked over, even though you kind of know that he's there. If Vayne had come up, you would have been in a really bad spot. So there was actually no reason. So I don't know if you actually saw Gragas drop the ward, but when Gragas did, you should have seen it and you should have gotten out. Maybe gone back in like a couple seconds later to take out the ward, but certainly not just like walk right past it and then into their jungle. You just actually wasted time here. You know, Rammus is level 5, and one of the most important things early on is not wasting time. That means, you know, you cannot die early on as jungler and you cannot waste time. Otherwise, you get way behind in levels, especially because you're jungler and you're going to level a little bit slower than the other people. Like when you saw Gragas drop the ward, you probably could have gone back, turned around, like did wraiths or something, then went in and cleared the pink, and then dropped your own pink in there. Also, I don't know why you have 2 green wards, which is still a indicator of someone who's not used to warding, because people who ward only buy like 1 ward when they go back. People who don't ward, again, like I said earlier, in like or not necessarily earlier, but before, people who don't ward buy a bunch of wards and stock up, and then like set them all at one time whenever they remember to ward. And that's really not the habit you need to be in. You need to get 1 ward, come back already with like a place in mind where to put this ward, and then just like drop it on your way. But stocking up on wards like this is pretty indicative of a player who doesn't actually ward. Like you actually haven't dropped any of these wards, so you know they're just sitting in inventory and not really doing anything. Main thing is like you shouldn't go out of your way to ward like this. So when you ward, it should be like along your jungle path, or like you know as you're going up to a gank, drop the wards, and then do an attempted gank, and then go back to the jungle. You should actually never like diverge from your jungle path just to go ward and then like come back into the jungle and start jungling again, because that's actually wasting time. So like if you were to drop those wards, um, you probably would have like considered ganking mid or something. Like drop the wards on your path instead of like just randomly going out, dropping wards, and then going back to resume jungling. Also, you need red trinket, because part of why you're getting spotted and why you can't gank anything is because you don't have the red trinket and you can't clear wards. Because it's fine if you go and you get spotted, but if you have red trinket, you can at least clear the ward. And so in the future, or you can just come back since you know it's no longer ward. I don't know why you actually went back in. With such low health, it's better just to give up dragon, because you're not gonna really be able to steal it very well. Like if you're so low health that you get like 2-shotted, like you're probably not gonna steal dragon, especially since you didn't have vision of dragon at the time. So there's no point in just going over there and contesting when you don't have vision and you're like so low health. So it's really just like that decision making there. But like you and Rammus have the same score. Rammus has more CS, and he's also a level ahead, or he was. You just now hit 7. Rammus has been 7 for a while. Um, Yeah, so the level difference between you and Rammus is partly because of that, like these small little like things that you're doing that are wasting time. Not really small, they really add up. Um, but again, you went back, bought 2 swords. Didn't really buy anything else. I don't know if you had enough gold for it, but probably it's probably actually better to not buy the second sword and get another ward, because you guys are heavily lacking in ward coverage right now. I'm just looking at the mini map. You guys have like 1 ward and 2. Okay, so you have 3 wards, but like one of them is insignificant because it's like way in bot lane. One's in your jungle. They have more wards in your jungle than you do, um, which is like a little bit disconcerting. They also have two pinks and all the good spots for the pinks. So they got two pinks in both sides of the river, uh, which is really powerful in terms of controlling dragon and just like seeing when ganks come. And the fact that you don't have a red trinket yet still is kind of a problem. And again, you're buying two green wards and a pink ward, which is indicative of a player who again doesn't really ward. You shouldn't be stocking up like this. You know, just like last time you went to shop, you actually didn't buy ward, and then now you like came in and bought a bunch of wards. That's actually not how you do it. You should be buying one ward every time you go back, um, or at least trying to. You don't always have to, but you should at least be trying to do that instead of just stocking up every now and then. So dragon is not something you guys can actually start right now because everyone's up. Ooh, yeah, you guys are just cut off. You might be able to kill Vayne, but I doubt it. I think a lot of it's just positioning. Nami did get caught out, but I feel like I feel like you could have positioned a lot better in that fight. Um, because you split off from the team. Uh, I mean I think they chased Nami and then they circled around, but you actually need to get out there. 'Cause I think pretty much what happened was you guys all died. You weren't really sure if you should go back in or not. It wasn't really a good fight after Nami died. You guys were outnumbered, so you should have just left. And that's one of those things. You got to instantaneously be able to count how many people they have, how many people you have, and if they have more, just get out. Like the fight's not gonna go well for you either way, unless you have someone who's ridiculously like absolutely fed, who isn't your support karma, or not support karma, but isn't your like your mid karma, um, who's like a squishy. If it's like a super tanky dude who's fed, um, then you might actually be able to fight it. But if it's a squishy or uh, if it's like a squishy carry, then even if you guys are like even if your squishy carry's fed, like if you guys are outnumbered, you're not favored to win the fight, so you should just let it go. And that's something you'll develop with time. Just instantaneously be able to count how many people are there, and then figure out like is it actually good enough to go back in? Because if they have more people, then you know it's not. Now this fight here, I feel like there's not much you could have done here. Um, Syndra got a really good stun. That's the thing. It seems like Syndra is really good at punishing a lot of these lower elo sort of play styles where people group up, like just clump up, and then get like mass stunned by Syndra. You cannot fight Vayne. Yeah. And that W you just threw there, there's no reason to throw that. Just go back to base and heal up. Yeah, so good pickup there. Yeah, you really are lacking in gold. Um, Yeah, so that happened mainly because you try to take red, but you don't have wards. Um, so when you've lost your towers like this, like your inner towers, you actually don't have control of your jungle anymore, and you need to actually start warding to to be able to actually take your stuff from your jungle. So that's something to keep in mind. Like jungle control is actually not like your or like you actually don't own the jungle anymore. Um, if you've lost your inner towers. Another big problem is like you still haven't gotten the red trinket. Like Nami's gotten a red trinket, like she's supposed to, but a jungler should be getting the red trinket a lot earlier. Probably after like the first back. That way you can clear wards. Like if you show up to gank and they know, then you get red trinket and you clear it, and then you come back later. But without red trinket, you can't clear wards. Without your own wards either, you can't really drop stuff in the jungle, or drop them in the jungle and like take your buff safely. There's just so many things you can't do without actually getting the red trinket on time. Nami did a really good red trinket here, seeing the vein, but you guys are just too far behind at this point. There's no reason to throw W there. Um, a lot of these things like where you turn and you like throw your W, like it's really not worth it because your W doesn't do that much damage and Vayne does a lot of damage. So I figure Surrender's coming soon or they're gonna group up and like finish you off soon. Kind of like I said a lot earlier, stop buying a bunch of wards. Get used to just buying one ward. Um, if you're gonna gank, you need boots earlier. Don't finish the Elder Lizard, and then like boots. Like get level one boots, like on your second back or something, or just whenever you're ready to gank. Just you know, don't get like your the second sword. Get like the what is it like the spirit item um before the Elder Lizard, and then like one dagger, and then get like level one boots. That way you can roam and gank. And your ganks were bad because you never got the red trinket. Um, you wasted a lot of time. It seemed like you weren't able to like string things together. So when you actually get used to warding, uh, you won't stock up on wards. You won't go out of your way. You like won't miss like 5 to 10 seconds of game time, which is like enough to clear one camp. Just to go out of your way to ward. Actually, it's more like 20 seconds when you go out, ward, and then come back in. When you get used to warding, you'll be able to just like go to your jungle camp, do it, and then like you see like a gank bot that can happen, you just come over, drop the ward, and then go onto bot. And if the bot gank fails, you go back and do like bottom or something. Like you, once you start streamlining it together, like sort of like this string of things to do. Um, there's a never-ending list sort of things to do, with like warding in between and like stuff like that. Um, then you'll stop wasting so much time going out to like ward or like one of the earlier plays was trying to save your red. If they know that their red is gone, then like you can't. If you had actually just like went to wolves like normal and then like went to wraiths, um, I think you would have been a lot better off than trying to go to reds and then not saving it, and then you like waited a couple seconds. You could have gone to wraiths immediately, but you like I don't know, you like ran out over here or something, and then came back in and then did wraiths. I don't remember, but you did. I mean, there's just all these like small things where you're just wasting like random bits of time, and you need not do that, and you need to get used to warding and try to string things together as this sort of like this series of things to do. Um, Rewarding is just something you do on your way to do one of them. Uh, just try to do it like that.